our way to Three Rivers Petroglyphs Site, and we just left the Walking Sands rest stop. So we have about another almost 2 hours to go, 122 more miles before we get there. Well, we stopped along the side of the road here. We have a picnic table over there, and Toby is getting drone shots out over there, and we're in between Carrizozo and wherever we're going, Three Rivers. So it's kind of cold out there. I went and walked around for a minute, and it's kind of getting a little bit breezy and cold, so didn't want to stay out there too long. I suppose we'll be getting some drone shots here and then heading back down the road. We still have another hour of driving to do, another 73 miles. We'll get there around noon and check out the Three Rivers Petroglyphs Site. Yeah, see you there. Hi, it's me, Shelley, and we're here at the Three Rivers Petroglyphs Site in front of the Visitor Center, and it's open, so we're going to go inside and see what's up.
So weather has gotten a little bit better. It is definitely warmer. It's still, I'd say, partly sunny versus partly cloudy. My biggest problem is there's a significant wind, I'd say, based on the flag that's flying up there, 15 to 17 knots. So we're very close to not flying. Plus, I have to deal with we're in the radius of the White Sands missile range. So we'll see if I can get some drone work. At best, we'll just, or at worst, we'll take the walk along the petroglyphs and get some photos for you guys that I'm sure you'll like. But we got a visitor center. They said they had a book in here. I spoke to the folks from the visitor center last week, and she said she had a book done by a friend of hers that lived with Native Americans. He was a PhD, but he lived with the Native Americans for the sole purpose of starting to understand what the glyphs meant. And so I'm going to pick up that book because I've always been stumped by them. To me, they look like, what did you call it the other? Like graffiti or
Billboards.
Ancient billboards, yeah, like Toby was here.
Or
And that was Toby's symbol.
stop at Joe's to get
Pottery,
libations,
yeah.
or beads,
Yeah.
Beads at Mary's house, or
So,
things like that. That's what
does
I
this
think
chest
about
tape
that.
make me look fat?
Yeah, it looks like old grandpa's suspenders.
All right, so we're going to go in here, guys. We'll talk to you in a little bit once we make some more plans, okay? Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Yeah, you. Howdy.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Well, trying to stay out of the wind and stay warm.
Yeah, all of the above, huh?
Yes.
I spoke to a lady here last week, and she mentioned that you had a little book here that was for sale that was done by a friend of hers that demystified the petroglyphs, like it talked about.
I don't know anything about.
All right. Is there a bookstore around here, or is this in the visitor center? This is it?
This is it.
All right. My name is Toby Eunice. This is my partner, Shelley Carney.
Okay.
We're with New Mexico Day Trips.
Okay, Emily told me about.
Right. Oh, is that Emily that I spoke to?
Yeah, it's my other half. The book she was talking about is probably that first book right over there.
Oh, but
It's
this,
not for sale, but I believe that's available on Amazon.
This one, the rocks begin to speak?
Yes.
Take a picture of
Yeah.
it and you can
Seems
find
to
it.
be one of the best one that has any type of explanation or any
Yeah, I have this,
anything logical about trying to decipher these things.
right. I have the past in perspective. I got that at the Petroglyph site in Albuquerque, but this sounded more interesting. I had never heard of this. All right, I'll order it off Amazon. That's great.
I believe it's available on Amazon.
Okay.
I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it somewhere.
Right. So I have both the Disabled Veterans Pass and the Senior Parks Pass. Do either one of those work here?
Yeah, they both work here.
Oh, okay. All right.
All I need you to do is just sign in on the side.
All right. And do you have time for a short interview by any chance?
A short one, yes.
Okay. It'll take me a couple of minutes to set up, but we can do it right in here so you don't have to go outside.
Okay, that
And
works.
we just want to ask some questions about the park because we can never find out as much about it in one day as you already know. So we really appreciate that.
I will give you the best information that I have for
That's-
what I know.
We can't ask for more than that. So where do I need to sign in?
This sheet right here.
So we just had an interview with Hap inside the visitor center at Three Rivers Petroglyphs Site.
And Hap is a very cool guy. He's got that cowboy look. He and his wife alternate between working here in the winter months and then heading up north, and he wrangles horses for a rancher up in Montana. So he's a very cool guy, provide us a lot of good information, and I feel like our goal for today, so I don't have my map with me, but they have a map. Do you have it? Handy. It's all right.
Here it is.
Let's see. So they've got this map, okay? And the map has 11 locations along this trail right here. And then on those 11 locations, there is a petroglyph that it's not a, what do you call it, hide and seek? What do they call that? Lost and found?
Scavenger hunt?
Scavenger hunt. They're well marked, but the idea is to go there so that you can get some of these. So our goal now is to go and find each one of those. And Shelley's much better at this. She has better eyes than I do. But we're going to do that.
It's
Plus,
kind
we're
of
gonna do-
breezy and cool, so we're going to snuggle up
Yeah.
in our coats and
Yeah,
hats and scarves.
It is very breezy. So I still can't get a drone up. There's just too much wind, but I know from experience that the wind comes down towards the end of the afternoon. So hopefully we'll get up a drone for just a couple of drone shots of the area. Okay. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you in just a bit.
My name is Hap. I'm a volunteer for the United States Department of Interior, Bureau of Land Management. I am a backcountry horseback guide for a private concessionaire out of Bryce Canyon, Utah. This is our second tour of duty here. We work for the BLM during the winter 5.5 months. The Three Rivers Petroglyphs Site is a ancient, or as some call it, a prehistoric site with petroglyphs from the Jornada Mogollons, who were here sometime between the period of 400 to 1450 AD. What makes this site so special is this is one of the largest concentrations of Mogollon petroglyphs in one area. The Bureau of Land Management and the Archaeological Society of New Mexico have cataloged 21,383 petroglyphs on this site. You can expect to do a really nice hike. Almost every rock along this basalt ridge outside, almost every rock has a petroglyph on it. Petroglyphs opposed to pictographs. Pictographs are paintings. Petroglyphs are rock carvings. They tell me that this was a very thriving civilization here, because any civilization that has art is a thriving civilization. The best route is lots of folks go to White Sands National Monument, which is now White Sands National Park. They know nothing about this area. We're 17 miles north of Tularosa, New Mexico, on New Mexico Highway 54. Okay, if you're coming east from I-25, you would come across Highway 70 from Las Cruces. You will pass through the White Sands Missile Test Range to Alamogordo, and then Highway 54 north from Alamogordo. It's approximately about 40 miles from north of Alamogordo. This location, we do offer camping. We have 2 RV sites, which are water and power only. We have no dump station here. Nearest dump station is at the truck stop in Tularosa, which is 17 miles away. And we have 11 tent and dry camping sites. We do have bathrooms on the property. We do not have any showers. Come out and see us. It's an amazing place.
Well, we trekked all over the mountain and we found all 11 signposts, and we had to go farther than we thought we would.
Yeah, the map is not proportional. Like it shows them like evenly spaced from the beginning to end, and they're not. The first 2 are in one location, then there's 3 and 4, and then the rest of them are all at the top of the hill. So we do have some recommendations for you. I'll go first, and then you go. All right. Number 1, wear a good pair of hiking boots with good grips. If they're smooth, you're going to have trouble because there's a lot of gravelly spots and you will slip. Thankfully, both Shelley and I have good hiking boots with good soles, grippy soles on them. 2, if you have bad knees, don't waste your time because there's steps. There's steps up and there's steps down as you come down, and they're not your average, normal step. 3, if you're my age, bring yourself a sturdy walking stick, not one of those skinny aluminum ones. Make sure it's a wooden, sturdy walking stick. It just makes it easier so that as you're moving around, each step has to be measured. 4, if you wear bifocals or trifocals, do yourself a favor and take them off because they screw up your depth perception and you're going to miss a step sooner or later. 5, let me see, what was 5? There was one more thing that I was trying to remember. What else can you think of?
Well, it's very dry here, so make sure you drink plenty of water. If you don't have to carry water with you if you drink plenty before you go.
Right.
But they do allow dogs on the trail, and they have a little space for them to go potty. It's not yet ADA approved, but they are working on having a trail where people, in wheelchairs or who need extra compensations will be able to hike around and, not all the way and see everything, but you can see some things, and they're working on it right now. So it's just getting underway. They've got some of the path built and a bridge, and it's looking really nice.
So if you're down here in the visitors area, the visitor center doesn't have a bookstore. It's not very fancy. You'll end up talking to one of the hosts or perhaps one of the BLM rangers. They do have nice picnic tables. They do have nice bathrooms. So down here at the visitors center.
Wear layers because sometimes it's really cold, sometimes it's really hot. So,
Yeah, I
have
think
layers.
we're here in practically, late fall, not quite early winter yet. If this was the summer, you'd need some water with you.
You're going to see tons and
hot.
tons and tons of things to take pictures of, so
Right.
you might want more than one camera, or make sure your batteries are fully charged at least.
Why she's telling you that is, I ran the battery out of my camera and ending up having to use my cell phone. But the cell phone's got a good camera on it. I remembered the last thing. Number 5, don't walk and look at the same time. Walk, look at your steps, make sure you're stepping in the right place, make sure you're not stepping on some place that's unstable, and then, take 5 steps and look around for petroglyphs. I made the mistake, and I almost went down a couple of times. I was walking and looking, and I'm not the most graceful person in the world anyway, but I think if you try to do that whole walking and looking thing, you're going to end up tripping on something. So just take 5 or 6 steps, look around. They're very obvious. They're not hidden. The numbers are, once you look at the map, they're where they're supposed to be. It just doesn't look like it. The length of the trail looks a lot shorter on the map. It's actually over a half mile. And it's all uphill. So give yourself that. Other than that, we had a great time. We got a lot of photos that we'll share with you. What else?
There's a lot of petroglyphs. Although the one in Albuquerque is great, and it's maybe not quite so much hiking and everything, I think they're more concentrated here.
Yeah.
And they're more well marked. So they have a piece of rebar with a number on it, so you're in an area and what you're going to see there. So you have the map and you have, the picture that you're looking for, so you can look around for it. So that can be more fun, I think. The ones in Albuquerque are just more like you just walk
They're out
among
there.
them,
They're not
and
numbered.
you have
There's
to,
a-
you just have to know that they're there and look for them.
And one of the good things about, and you may have heard on our when we went into the visitor center, Hap referred me. So I spoke to Hap's wife, Emily, was it?
I think so. Yeah.
And she had mentioned there was a book that was done by a friend of theirs that had explanations of petroglyphs in it. And I thought maybe that was something they sold here, but they don't have the bookstore/visitor center. But I did get a shot of the book, and he says it's on Amazon. So I'm going to order that as soon as I get back home. So that's it, guys.
Now we're going to go have
here.
some dinner and
Yeah.
Yep.
Head home.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for watching.